Listen, if you appreciate what the God is doing over here on this channel, feel free to send me a Cash App donation, you heard? This my Cash App right here. Smash that. Z-Man Suicide Polo with the Ski Man. Like I explained before, some of the stories you see on this channel may be a little disturbing to some, and some of the things we discuss may make certain people have to relive certain things in their mind that they don't want to have to relive, so we apologize in advance for that. This particular story is a different story from what we usually have on the channel, and I want y'all to leave y'all opinions in the comments on how y'all feel about the outcome of this story. Shout out to that comment gang, shout out to that Slim Blunt gang. You heard Z-Man Suicide Polo with the Ski Man. Let's get it.
And on top of it, this is the person I grew up with that's doing the shooting. So of course, I blanked out. I ain't gonna lie, I fainted, blanked out, whatever you want to call it. So when I came to, all I remember was that's all I remember. So I'm like, oh. But he's speaking about the club on Atlantic Avenue called Five Gators. That was our spot. Me, my man Low Life Kev, every day we came back from gym, Five Gators was our spot. That's when we was get off our ITs and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, from the cell phone era to the booster era to the drug era to the going out of town era, it's like, yo, I was considered like the driver. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never had to put no work in because, everybody, when you're part of a team, everybody plays their part. And being to 16 years old, I had license in 16, so I was always the driver. So I ain't never have to get my hands dirty. That's what the homies do, So, but like I said, we can get familiarized. You can ask me a few things. I could tell you a few things. Just like, for instance, I'm jumping off task a little bit, but I remember, my man, once again, Low Life Cat, he had a chick in LG. I don't know if the same chick that the brother was speaking about that passed away, not Red, but the other girl. I'm thinking it's her because I heard the story. You know what I'm saying? And rest in peace to Red. My man Ken was fucking with the chick, and we came to LG. He wanted to holler at her. She lived right there on the decaf side, and Red put the word out and said my man Ken robbed her. My man Ken boost. My man Ken wasn't no robbing dude. He boost. That's how he got his money. And once she put the word out, you already know LG is on us now. So I'm telling my man Ken, yo, bro, let's get the fuck out of here. He like, nah, son, shorty coming down. Let's go around the block. So imagine you circling the block, spinning the block, and you coming right there on DeKalb and Franklin coming across the light. You got a dude waiting at the light, letting off at your car. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? We ducking. We didn't want to get hit. We ducking down. My leg hit the fucking the gear shift. I knocked the shit back into neutral. You know what I'm saying? I'm pressing the gas. We ain't going nowhere to realize I'm in neutral. Hit the gas. You already know. Went to the hood. Brothers got right. We came right back. You see what I'm saying? Niggas came. Like I said, once again, I'm the driver. I never got my hands dirty. I drove. That was my job. Point A to point B. That's me.
Yeah, the driver get the same amount of time, though.
Yes, sir. Believe me. I thank God. I never had to go through none of that until later on in life. Like I said, this story is crazy, bro. Well, he didn't hit the car. Thank God. He shot at the car, but he didn't hit the car. And it's so crazy, bro. I'm thinking. I could be off, but I'm thinking the brother Fuquan, real talk, because when I listened to his interview, when he spoke about the young lady that passed away, I think the same girl my man Cat was fucking with, I think that's the same chick, because Ray put the battery and want this dude back, and like I said, dude shot at us, but niggas came right back. When we came back, it's certain sides that LG. So when we came back, they came back on the Clarkson side, but dude that side was on the DeKalb side. So as they was walking up to go towards the P's, some kids must have seen them, ran inside the 88 precinct, and they had to run back to the car. You know what I'm saying? So when they ran back to the car, so that's when we was able to get back to the hood safe. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that situation kind of did it. Ain't nothing else happened after that. Then years later, my man's and them, the same brother, Mikey gave a shout out to. The same brother, he was fucking with Red in West Virginia. They had a little situation they had in West Virginia.
Who you talking about? Who you talking about that Mikey gave a shout out to?
The brother Prince that Mikey gave a shout out to. Prince. From Roosevelt. Prince from Roosevelt. You remember the interview he gave a shout out? He said him and Nut was real close. Yeah, that's Prince.
That's the same one that you said they was shooting at because he was messing with Red?
No. My man Low Life Cab. Rest in peace, Low Life Cab. Low Life Cab was like one of the best boosters in Roosevelt that started the Izzy bags. I don't know if you remember the Izzy bags, but he was the first one that started that. And your boy, my man gave him a shout out. What's my man? Rudy Lowe gave him a shout out. He gave a shout out on that Queen's Flip podcast. He gave Low Life Cab a shout out. It was two cabs. It was the rapping cab, boosting cab, and Low Life Cab. You know what I'm saying? But Low Life Cab from Roosevelt, but boosting cab, I think he was from the Ville, if I'm not mistaken. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, and we was in West Virginia. And my man P was fucking with Red at the time. And I was like, yo, man, how you gonna have Shorty out here and she tried to have dude take her heads off? You know what I'm saying? But you know how that go. Years later, that shit died down, and I guess he started messing with her, so I guess that was his little Shorty. And she just so happened to have been in, they was in Lynchburg at the time. You know what I'm saying? They was in the Burg. And we came from Charlotte to the Burg. And that, you know what I'm saying? That's how I seen the chick Red at the spot. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the beef it wasn't really no beef after that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the stories are vivid and real, bro. Like I said, I can bounce around from shit, wherever. From like, I grew up on Fulton Street. I was born in Brooklyn Jewish Hospital. I grew up like maybe three blocks from Biggie. I'm 2 years older than Biggie. But my upbringing is like Fulton and Franklin, Bedford, Spencer. I came up in that area, across the street from the Regent movie theater. So that's my whole area from born to 8 years old. I moved in Roosevelt, I was 8. I moved to the project, I was 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? So it's like from 8 to about 37. That's when I got knocked in North Carolina. I got knocked in North Carolina. So that was my higher power did me a favor to get me out the hood, because the hood wasn't the hood no more. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got stories, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you remember that incident that happened in Sugar Hill. You remember, Sugar Hill nightclub on DeKalb in the stop?
I heard of it. Wow, what happened in there?
Okay, the Sugar Hill nightclub back in '98, a year after Biggie passed in a day. My man had a birthday party he was doing in the same club, and a lot of us came from the hood to celebrate my man's birthday. And as we was in there partying, my ex came in there. Her and the cousins, they came up in there, so we had to get right, whatever. The next you know, I heard a fight had broke out. Rest in peace to his cousin had started a fight. So when he started the fight, I guess the security must have broke up the fight. And I guess he got mad at security guard and hit one of the security guards and ran. So when he hit one of the security guards and ran, so what they did was, they was like, you know what? We're going to take our anger and frustration out on your cousin, which was my same man who threw the party. You see what I'm saying? And you already know what happened after that. About an hour later, we mad deep in the club trying to figure out, we ain't want to leave nobody. Before, if we do leave, we want to make sure everybody get out safe. And by the time we got the word, we kind of walked into the gunplay, and out of the 7 people who left, four got hit, 3 didn't. I was one of the fortunate ones that didn't get hit. My man Love and my man Leon, his sister, she didn't get hit. Rest in peace to Leon. But the 4 got hit. My ex got hit. She got hurt the worst out of everybody. You know what I'm saying? My ex, 2 of my mans, and her cousin. They all got hit. They all got hit. But my honey, at the time, Hers was serious because it was like leg, stomach, arm, and at the time, the brother who I grew up with, whose birthday we were celebrating, they put a big large weapon in his hand, and I think you was talking about you wasn't like a shooter. You know, a shooter got to be a shooter. You can't get a gun and point and think that you gotta know how to hold the gun a certain way or whatever. So being that he came back to get the security guards, and he got like 4 people that he knew, and one of the girls that he knew was my ex-girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? And you already know how that went. My man wasn't a shooter, so the person who put that high-powered weapon in my man's hand is like, yeah, I know this man don't know. This man never busted.
Oh, you mean he the one who shot his own people by mistake or something?
Right, exactly. There you go. You got it.
All of the people he shot was his people?
Like 4 of them. He got like 3 of the security guards. He got the security guard, but everybody was like below the waist. So I'm guessing how he was holding it. It must was like kind of, he probably was like losing control of it.
Well, it was something fully automatic or something?
Yeah, I think it was like a map, if I'm not mistaken. It was a map. And like I said, when we got the word, I was the first one out the door. Everybody else was behind me. My ex was behind me. Everybody else was behind her. It was 2 dudes walking in. You pay, you come in, you get searched, you pay, you walk in, you inside. But it's like a little hallway, The security guard, that's where they hang out at, the little hallway. So when I came out, when I came out, the 2 guys walked in. She let the guys walk in. So she didn't even get a chance to come out that first door. I made it to the second door. When I got to the second door, I realized the glass, that they had like a screen glass door. I realized the screen glass door wasn't there anymore. And next you know, I seen my man come up, and it's like, he didn't look like himself. Like his face was all kind of deformed. They did him kind of dirty. On top of that, he was drunk. And next you know, man, I just seen somebody, it's just like somebody take their hand from behind their back and bow. That first bow, and for some odd reason, the angle where I was standing, when I fell out, the stairs kind of caught my fall. So when I came to, that shit, it sounded like Vietnam.
What you mean when you came to? You fell off or something and was knocked out?
I fell out because I've been shot at twice in my life. This is the first time I've been shot at close range. You see what I'm saying? Like not shot at, but hearing shots past me at close range. Put it like that. And on top of it, this is the person I grew up with that's doing the shooting. So of course, I blanked out. I ain't gonna lie to you. I fainted, blanked out, whatever you want to call it. So when I came to, all I remember was that's all I remember. So I'm like, oh shit. So instead of me trying to go out the door, if he's spraying inside the club, I'm trying to get away from that door. So what I did was, I went up the stairs with some stairs to go up to the site. I had like a supper club upstairs. So I went up the stairs backwards. Went up the stairs all the way back with my eyes closed. I said, man, I don't want to see my man shoot me. If I get shot, I don't want to see him shoot me. I said, me just make it up the stairs with my eyes closed. If you do, I ain't see it happen. You know what I'm saying? So I got upstairs. I'm checking myself. I'm like, damn, I'm good. I ain't get hit. About a minute later, I'm coming back down the stairs, got myself together. I'm calm now, because I'm like, I can't believe this thing almost shot me. You know what I'm saying? But I forgot about the 6 people that was leaving out with me. My honey, my ex at the time, and everybody else that was leaving out the club. Now I get halfway down the stairs, having to look over the banister. I see my ex in the doorway. So I'm like, wait, maybe the melee, whatever, they probably knocked it down, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I jumped from like maybe the middle step to jump to come and comfort her. And she had on all black. She was in the doorway. She was like, kind of on the tipsy side too. Next you know, like I said, she had on all black. I lifted up that shirt. I seen a hole. I went crazy in that little section. I'm trying to break every glass in that mother, And one of my mans was like, yo, bro, relax, chill out. And from there, somebody was checking her pulse and said, yo, shorty gonna be good. And the next you know, ambulance was in there working on it like 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? So everything was like real fast, And you know, the hood wasn't feeling me because they like, yo, that's your man, this, that, and the third. But I'm like, damn, what about Shorty? What if Shorty would have died? You see what I'm saying? But nobody didn't care about Shorty because Shorty didn't have a relationship with nobody in the hood, so they didn't give a fuck about it.
What you mean? You said dudes was saying, yo, that's your man because he shot the club up and hit all those people?
Being that hit the club up, they telling me like, yo, that's your man. But I'm like, yo, if my man would have waited a few minutes, we wouldn't be in this predicament right now. He wouldn't have hit 4 people that he knew. You see what I'm saying? Everybody would have got a chance to get out safe. But we walked into the gunplay. You see what I'm saying? We kind of walked into it. Now, if we'd have knew better, we wouldn't have went out that door. We'd have went to the basement, the other side of the club, of anything to prevent of getting shot. You see what I'm saying? But we thought we had time to leave, and we didn't have time. And yo, it was probably worst time of my life, man. Like I said, I've been shot at twice. Thank God, I've never been shot, never been stabbed, or nothing. Been robbed numerous times, knife point, gun point. But by the grace, I'm still here. And thank God that everybody who was there that night is still relevant. Other than his cousin, he passed away a couple years ago, and he's probably the only one that passed from that situation that night. The cousin, you know what I'm saying? And
but you said he passed from something completely different, right?
Something completely different. It wasn't nothing to do with what took place. It was just natural causes he passed from. It was natural causes.
So let me ask you. You said your man who shot the gun, he was super drunk?
Yeah, he was drunk. It was his birthday. He was drunk.
Yeah, man. That's why, yo, I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. That's why I don't mess with clubs.
Yeah, because believe me, and the only reason why I went to the club was on the strip of my man's birthday. Because at the time, we all, matter of fact, I was 27. I wasn't 37. I was 27. It was 98. I was 27. So, and the only reason why I went because on the strip of my man was his birthday. Because I've been stopped hanging out. I wasn't, when Mikey was speaking about the tunnels and so on and so forth, yeah, I've been in the tunnels probably about 2-3 times, but I wasn't going out, man, because you know how it is, you get a certain age in your life, they like, man, they're going out, you getting in beef, next you know, now you got beef with this project, now you got to worry about these projects coming back, spraying up the building, or spraying up this, or spraying up that. We was known of getting in different beefs with different projects, and brothers coming back, they going to do their thing, and brothers coming back do their thing. You know, it was crazy, but that right there was the turning point in my life, because it was my significant other at the time, and it was like my best friend at the time. You see what I'm saying? So, I'm in the middle, like a balancing scale, so like, damn, I'm trying to balance it from the whole nine, so I said, you know what? It was dark, I'm going to use this story. And I did. The police questioned me, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, before the police even questioned me, they took her to Bellevue Hospital. And the D's came to Bellevue. That's what happened. The D's came to Bellevue, asked me a whole bunch of questions. I ain't gonna lie to you, I lied. It was dark, I ain't see nothing. You see what I'm saying? I lied. Because I said, if I'm gonna speak the truth to somebody, I gotta at least let her family know what's going on. If I'm gonna tell somebody the truth, I gotta let her family know first before I speak to anybody else. So being that I lied to one of the D's about the situation that happened, I had to make that phone call and call her mother and tell her mother that what had happened. And at that time, her mom and her aunt lived in Queens. So it was not for them to come from Queens to Bellevue Hospital on the west side, over there on the not West Side Highway, over there on the FDR, right there. So by the time they came to me, I told them the truth. I was like, yo, X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 whatever. So I'm thank God I did, because if I didn't speak the truth to them, the aunt knew one of the D's. Personally, she knew one of the detectives, so she could have went and told the detective, oh yeah, he knows everything. But the aunt didn't say nothing to the detective. They let me do it my way. You see what I'm saying? Nobody didn't say anything. So now, that's the first lie. You know what I'm saying? The second lie came the next day. You got Newsday and I think it was Daily News came. I shouted my ex out. I gave her the shout out. She was a college student at the time, and I gave her my slot working at H&R Block. I used to work for H&R Block, my grandmother. I gave her my slot to my shoulder to get her little work experience up. So I let her do the taxi and let her do the what I wanted to do. I let her do it. And I big shorty up. I never mentioned my man's name. You see what I'm saying? Because think about it, if I would have mentioned my man's name in the newspaper, that shit, it probably would have been front page. But I didn't mention his name, so it made like second, third page. You know? So that's the second lie. The third lie, now, this is like 2-3 days later, now I've been back and forth to the hospital, spending the night, coming home, taking a quick shower, urinal, get a bite to eat, back to the hospital. Because they had a heavy sedated. From Sunday, she woke up like Tuesday morning. So I just left the hospital a couple of hours prior to that, because I have to come, every hour and an hour. I come for an hour, you gotta leave for an hour, come back for an hour, whatever. I did that. So two of my mans, I seen them because the building was hot at the time. The building was hot, so nobody wasn't hanging around the building because they knew they were sticking out the building looking for my man, because he had family members that still lived in the building. He didn't live in the building anymore. He moved on, but they knew that his family lived in the building. So they were sticking out the building. That next morning I woke up, I heard she woke up. So her mother had called me and said that her cousin wanted to ride with me back to Bell because I had her mother's truck at the time. She had like an Explorer. So I said, all right, cool. I said, yo, tell her. She said, yo, it's no rush. Whenever you get up, just come. I think I got up maybe 12, 1 o'clock. So pick her cousin up. Matter of fact, cousin met me by the building. We jumped in the truck. We coming down DeKalb. Maybe like a block away from my building. This other building's going down DeKalb. Then next thing you know, whoop, whoop. It wasn't even a whoop, whoop, matter of fact. We got pulled over by a cab. Come think about it, it was a cab. So when they pulled me over, it was like license, registration, insurance card. All right, boom. So I guess once they see my name, they was like, oh shoot, that's the boyfriend to the young lady that's in Bellevue. That's her boyfriend. I guess they must have put the two and two together from the newspaper article that I did. They was like, oh, that's the boyfriend. Oh yeah, we gotta get him. So now, you already know. Put the handcuffs on me, took me down to the same night precinct. So now, I'm in the same night precinct. I said, you know what? I've been sticking with this lie for the longest. I gotta stick with the same lie. The captain, whatever he was, or lieutenant, whatever he was, he came in there. Sir, it was dark. I didn't see nothing. It was dark. And he he's shaking his head like, so within them 2-3 days, they got all the intel they need on my man. They knew all about him. They knew his name. They even had pictures of him. So me still lying, trying to trying to keep that hood cold, not cooperating with the police. Then next you know, it comes in with a picture of my man Goo, rest in peace on my man Goo, and rest in peace on my man Leon. They had a picture with all three of them in the picture. So I'm looking at the picture, I'm like, damn, my man Leon got killed in '89. My man Goo passed away. Goo was still living at the time, but the only person I figured who probably gave that picture up was somebody real close that knew. So once I seen the picture with my man in it, then it was like, I'm at the 4th strike now, because we know in baseball it's 3 strikes. I'm at the 4th strike, man. It was dark, blah, blah, blah. I ain't see shit. He like, yo, man, we know everything. We know his name. We know everything. We know y'all grew up together. They telling me stuff that I didn't think they knew, but they knew. And now I'm sitting there, I'm like, damn, I surely woke up at the hospital. The hood ain't really give me no love. I ain't had nobody come for me and say, yo, Shirley gonna be okay, because there was a strong possibility she could have died because she was the worst. Like, she got hit the worst out of everybody. Everybody else was like leg shots. Shirley was like stomach, arm, it just missed the spine, it shattered her hip bone. So Shirley had to learn how to walk all over again. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy. Then it got to a point was like, I'm sitting there thinking about her, still lying for my man. It's like, damn, man, something gotta give. Then before the interview, her great aunt, son, they was from Albany. They sent the word, they was about to come down and, handle their business for their little cousin. They felt like that was messed around to their little cousin. So I'm like, oh man. So now these dudes come from Albany, so that means there's gonna be other people gonna get hurt on the stuff of what my man did. So now other people gotta get hurt from this situation that happened. So I'm like, damn, how can I make this good without nobody else getting hurt? And I thought about it, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Once he said what he said, He came back, he had a newspaper rolled up. I'll never forget this shit. He had a newspaper rolled up, and he slammed it on the table. So, of course, you know, the trauma, the shots, the gunfire, and still hitting the guns, the shooting. When he slammed the newspaper on the table, yo, I broke out crying. Was like, you know what, man? What you need to know? And, yo, we know everything what we need to know, but we know only thing we don't know is where is he? I said, check this out. We grew up together, but I don't know where that man is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where he hung out. I'll tell you the truth, I've been at the hospital. I ain't even, because they thought that I was gonna get with some guys, we gonna get them, and man, I wasn't even thinking about that dude at the time. I'm more worried about my honey. You know what I'm saying? Make sure she pulled through her situation. You know what I'm saying? And yo, I did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And I spoke the truth. A lot of people ridicule me for speaking the truth. They're like, man, you a snitch, you this, that, and the third. But I feel like me coming forth doing the right thing, I spared a lot of other people getting hurt. See, that's the part that people didn't see when I did the right thing I did. But then, of course, they're going to ridicule me of, man, you a snitch, you did this, you did that, that was your man. But what about the shorty who got shot? That was my honey at the time. You see what I'm saying? But nobody never come and say, yo, son, how's shorty doing? Is she going to be all right? Is she going to pull through? Nobody care about it. They was more worried about my man. You know what I'm saying? Worried about this man that did something dumb, that shot up a club and hurt innocent bystanders inside this club. You know what I'm saying? And yo, like I said, from that point on, it wasn't no turning back. So being that I did that, and I said, okay, being that I did that, because mind you, she synced him. You know what I'm saying? But remember, she was sedated for the 3 days, so he never got a chance to question her. And I said, yo, if I come forth and do what I need to do, I need y'all to do me one favor. They said, what? Leave her alone. Don't ask her no questions, please. I need her to get back, get well. And when after they kept me, I was in the precinct all day. And you already know, from the precinct, I had to go speak to the district attorney and all that. And by the time I got to the hospital, it was probably like 1:30, probably 1 o'clock that next morning. I got to the hospital. They dropped me off. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know what? I did the right thing. And as soon as I seen her, she hyped. She like, yeah, that nigga did this, I know, I seen them. And I said, yo, don't worry about it. I did the right thing. I told them the truth. And you don't worry about it. They're not going to ask you no questions. They're not. And the whole time, they never asked them no questions. They tried to come up there one time and talk to them, but the arm chased them away, chased them out. You know what I'm saying? So now that's Tuesday. So now Thursday morning, they come to the hospital to pick me up Thursday morning, because now they must have got the key players that told them where he was hiring out at. I heard he was hiring out in Queensbridge. I'm not certain, but that's what I heard. He was hiring out there somewhere, and they finally got him. And I had to do the lineup. I had to come and do the lineup. And before we even did the lineup, it was about 4 or 5 people sitting outside the thing telling me, oh yeah, we seen them too. So, but I guess how they did it was they put me out there because of our relationship that we once had. That was my man. You see what I'm saying? That was my man, but everybody started to realize that was my honey he shot though. You see what I'm saying? So of course I'm kind of stuck in the middle of my man or my honey. You see what I'm saying? I'm like stuck in the middle. So for 20-some years, I was stuck until I was actually able to write the book. When I wrote the book, and everybody who I was trying to highlight of helping me write the book, everybody made me feel like, oh man, your story's not important. I'm like, yo, why is not my story important? I wrote a book about my just upbringing, growing up in Bed-Stuy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Bed-Stuy kid all my life. I can't tell you about any other area in Brooklyn other than Bed-Stuy. From growing up on Fulton Street to moving to Roosevelt. What happened was God, like I was telling you earlier, but being that I came forth and did the right thing, I guess God did something for me. Was like, you know what, my son, I'm gonna get you out the hood. You gotta go to jail for a little bit, but you ain't gonna be in the hood you're gonna be in the hood for a while. So that's what happened after. That was like a couple months after the fact though. But they wound up giving him, I think he wound up doing like 12. Like the same thing Sean did. The same thing when he did, Sean did the same thing. A year later, Sean did the same thing for the thing with Puppy. It was a year, same thing. I think Sean did like 12 years too. They gave him like 12 years, but he was going to take it to trial. So when he was going to take it to trial, my ex and myself, we had got subpoenaed to come to court. So everybody, like I said, remember I told you before, she never spoke about the situation, but she was going to testify. So if God forbid, if anything would have happened to me, she was still going to testify because she felt like, man, that nigga shot me. And I don't care X, Y, and Z. I got to do what I got to do. But being I came forth, they wasn't sweating her until when he was about to take it to trial. And he had like 10 counts, 8 to 25, 10 counts, 8 to 25. So I'm like, damn, this dude trying to take it to trial? Like you really feel like you innocent. You got all these people, not only myself, that identify you and said you was the person, but he still felt like it wasn't me. You see what I'm saying? So a year later, they flew us to New York, took us to that hotel downtown, the Marriott Hotel. We was in the hotel over there, and they must have called to the courthouse and told his lawyers, was like, if he takes us to trial, you have this person and this person willing to testify against him if he take it to trial. You see what I'm saying? So you already know at that point, I'm all in at that point. I'm all in. I can't take nothing. I can't take nothing back because I came forth and did that. I thought I did the right thing. I thought it was the right thing, but people had me feeling it wasn't the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was stuck for the past 20 years. Like, dang, did I do the right thing? Or I should have just said, you know what? Let her cousins do what they do and let other people get hurt out of the stupidity that happened. So now I'd have felt bad because now you got other people that got hurt for something that it could have been avoided. So being that I didn't want to see nobody else get hurt, I came forth and did the right thing. So that's how that went.
Now, bro, I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Yes, sir.
If you familiar with this channel,
yes,
I mean, and you know the type of audience that's on this channel, if I put this story up there,
listen. Everybody can say what they want about me. You know, a year prior, brothers kind of left me for dead in North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? On some broke out, went home and ain't even shout me out. Was like, yo, we going up top. Here go a couple dollars, and you make it back best way you know how. Just like left me for dead. So that loyalty, I knew the loyalty was not there anymore. So you ain't got no loyalty for me. I ain't got no loyalty for you. You see what I'm saying? So the person who drove from back up to the club was the same person that gave the shout out to. It's the same person. You see what I'm saying? And at that time, I'm all in now. I don't, I'm thinking back like, man, niggas shitted on me. Niggas been doing me dirty for years, and it's like niggas is not loyal to me. So that loyalty is out the window. So hey, man, I don't have nothing to hide, bro. Because like I said, back in 2013, my man came home, and I ain't see this dude in like 14 years. I kind of forgot how he looked. And everybody in the hood wanted this to happen to me. Everybody wanted him to come home and him to do me or whatever he wanted to do to me, whatever. And long story short, I walked up to the corner, two of my mans on the corner, and I see my man bringing his daughters out the car. So I ain't see the third person who was standing on his back turned. I ain't paying him no mind. You know what I'm saying? And walked up to the corner. I got popped in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you know what? It could have been worse because the people who I came to the corner to holler at, they could have lined me up, and I probably wouldn't be on this phone talking to you now because I'd have been gone. You see what I'm saying? So getting popped in the mouth, you know what? I'm going to eat that. But I vow that it's never going to happen to me again. If I ever come to the hood and niggas come at me with that bullshit, it is what it is. And the only reason why I wasn't on no bullshit because my mom and pops are still in the hood. That's the only reason why I'm not on no bullshit, because if anything had my moms in them, I ain't trying to hear nothing. So that's the only reason I didn't try to come back on some bullshit and do this and do that. I ate that. As a man, I ate that, but it could have been worse. And another situation that happened, I'm going to take you back. This is maybe 91. It was a club called The Grill in Manhattan. We all, Bed-Stuy, everybody. Fulton Street, everybody was in that club. His brother had a chain on. The brother who did the shooting, his brother had a chain on and got played inside this club we was in. And I seen it going down. You know how that go. They do the little train, the little circle, send the littlest dude, yap you, and go right back under. And as you try to get at him, now the circle is getting smaller and smaller. You see what I'm saying? And that's what happened. And I'm seeing the shit go down. Instead of me act like I didn't see it, I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I can't fight. I can't beat up 5 dudes. What I can do is I can at least get him from these dudes, because him by himself, he ain't got no wins. They already yacked the chain already. That's already yacked. So what we gotta do, we gotta get to the bar, regroup, then we can get this shit popping. And that's what I did. So I bust through the hole. I busted the little hole how they had him in, and I grabbed him up, went to the bar, and you already know, brothers got back popping. Long story short, the dude who did the snatching, I happened to see him outside the club, pointed him out. They got to him. They did him dirty, whatever. Now the police is on the block. When the police came on the block, they had everything locked down. So now the car that I was driving, I couldn't move because the police had me hemmed up. You see what I'm saying? So now when they finally moved, everybody left. Everybody came back to the hood. So now when I came back to the hood, I'm on the first side, which we call 153. That's the first building. So now we at 153. Everybody is coming back from the club, see who made it. A couple guys got locked up out there, whatever. And I see the brother. He comes up, him and the other brother. He asked me this one question: yo, why you didn't help me? So when he said that, I kind of paused, like kind of with a dumb frown, like, yo, I'm the one who snatched you up to regroup to get right. I thought I did the right. Once again, I thought I did the right thing. So now he swung at me. He had the ox in his hand, so he tried to give me $150. So when he swung at me, God just said, "Raise your hand, son." So when I raised my hand, I blocked it from him busting me open. So he didn't do it. So the dude that I grew up with pulled him inside the building. So I'm standing there, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep my ground. I don't want niggas think I'm pussy, like, nigga Gator pussy, he running. I'm still holding my ground, and next you know, I seen a brother again coming up the walkway. This time he got a gun in his hand. I ain't no Teflon Don, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna let nobody run up on me and shoot me, in front of a whole bunch of people. I'm not going down like that. And my car is like at the bottom of the ramp, and I know I ain't have time to get to my car. You see what I'm saying? And I said, F the car. I ran. And next you know, shots rained out. By the grace of God, I ain't get hit. Made it back down to my other side of the P's, called 911. Because I'm figuring the only way I better get my car, I need some type of assistance to get my car, because I got to get with my homie, because my homie had a seed by his sister. You see what I'm saying? And I knew he was the only one can talk to him about, yo, why you fronting my man like that? Then finds out that later on, I found out that when they was coming from the train station, they ran into my man in front of my building. So they already had heated words in front of my building. So I guess from the heated words that they had, the anger and frustration came down on me. So somebody got to get that. So I guess I was the one that had to get that. On top of him getting played in the club with the chain snatch, now he's going to take the anger and frustration out on me because he felt like I didn't help, and I should have just minded my business, acting like I didn't see it, but thank God I didn't, because it was other people that seen what happened that came forth and was like, nah, that dude did the right thing, because he helped him, because dude didn't have no wins. You see what I'm saying? So that right there led me to believe that whatever my man did prior, a year or so prior, the brothers heard what happened. So now, like I said, they had words, but he took the anger and frustration out on me. It ain't like they fought down the block. Nah, it came down on me. So of course he fronted on me because he couldn't get at him. So of course I had to get it. And thank God I didn't get shot, came back, whatever. Got my car, shot my tires out. So I'm magically going down decal with 2 flats, trying to get down so I could change the flat, get to my man to come back, trying to figure it out. You see what I'm saying? And I did. Came back maybe an hour later. They all outside by the store, and him and my man was talking. And as you know, they got in an argument. Like, yo, man, you coming back protecting him, and you already know it. It went crazy. So now, 2 brothers that I knew. One brother, RP, his name is Burnt Bill. I don't know if you ever heard of a Burnt Bill. Later on, I'll tell you a couple stories about him. And another brother, they call him Ike. It was Ike Chain. And I grew up with Ike. And now, at this time, RP to my man Bill. Like I said, I got a lot of RPs from brothers that passed on. My man Bill passed me the 9. I was like, yo, bro, you gotta get right, because if he come back on you, you gotta have something, because if not, yo, he gonna hurt you. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. But just like you said earlier, I was listening to the joint you were speaking about having a hammer, and how you said it, you put it on safety and it still went off, because you put it on safety, but not knowing, you have to know the in and outs of a gun, because I wasn't no shooter. So if dude would have rolled up on me, I ain't gonna lie, I probably wouldn't knew how to even cock the shit back or put it out of safety to let it off. I ain't know none of that. I'm just holding it or carrying it just in case. If he do run down on me, at least I can back it out just in case. But when I did see him again, he was with the 2 homies, RP to Burnt Bill and Ike. They called me over there. I'm like, oh shit. Burnt Bill, legend. Ike, legend. And they spoke to him about it. They said, yo, man, if I'm not sweating my chain, because it was Ike's chain, Ike said, if I'm not sweating my chain, you need to let that shit go, because that was my chain. And I ain't come at you with nothing about my chain or nothing. Let that shit go. Matter of fact, I need you to apologize to this man. And I'm like, yo, this dude is apologizing to me? And a couple of episodes, it was some brothers gave him a shot at. They was locked up together. I ain't gonna mention his name, but they was locked up together. And the brother apologized to me, kid. And after that, I ain't had no more problems from him, because on the strength of the big homie. Sometimes you need that word of a mouth, somebody who could speak for you, and they did. They spoke for me, and that shit was dead after that. I ain't had no more problems after that.